Once upon a time, in a quaint little kingdom, there lived a kind and gentle girl named Cinderella. She was known for her beauty, but even more so for her kind heart. Cinderella lived with her wicked stepmother and two stepsisters, who treated her poorly. They forced her to do all the household chores, from cleaning the floors to cooking their meals, while they lounged about, enjoying their lives. Despite her difficult circumstances, Cinderella remained hopeful and kind. She found solace in the company of the animals in the garden, who became her friends. Birds, mice, and even a few rabbits would gather around her as she sang sweet songs while working. They admired her spirit and often helped her with her chores. One day, the kingdom announced a grand ball to celebrate the prince's coming of age. Every young woman in the kingdom was invited, and excitement filled the air. Cinderella's stepsisters were thrilled and spent days preparing their dresses, while Cinderella dreamed of attending the ball, even though she knew her stepmother would never allow it. On the night of the ball, Cinderella's stepsisters looked stunning in their beautiful gowns, but they were cruel to Cinderella, mocking her for her tattered clothes.
You'll never be able to go to the ball, you filthy servant.
Heartbroken, Cinderella sat by the fireplace, tears streaming down her cheeks. Suddenly, a soft glow filled the room, and her fairy godmother appeared.
Don't cry, my dear. I'm here to help you.
With a wave of her wand, the fairy godmother transformed Cinderella's rags into a magnificent gown made of shimmering fabric. She adorned her with sparkling glass slippers that glisten like stars.
But remember, my dear, you must return before the clock strikes midnight, for the magic will fade.
The fairy godmother warned. Cinderella nodded, her heart filled with joy. She thanked her fairy godmother and hurried to the palace, where the ball was in full swing. As she entered the grand hall, all eyes turned to her. The prince, captivated by her beauty and grace, approached her and asked her to dance. They twirled and laughed, lost in the magic of the evening. As the night went on, Cinderella felt like she was living in a dream. But as the clock began to strike midnight, she remembered the fairy godmother's warning.
I must go.
Rushing away from the prince. In her haste, she lost one of her glass slippers on the palace steps. The prince, determined to find the mysterious girl who had stolen his heart, searched the kingdom for the owner of the lost slipper. He visited every house, and when he arrived at Cinderella's home, her stepsisters eagerly tried on the slipper, but it was too small for them. Cinderella, who had been hiding in the kitchen, stepped forward.
May I try it on?
The stepsisters laughed, but the prince nodded, intrigued. As Cinderella slipped her foot into the glass slipper, it fit perfectly. The prince's eyes lit up with recognition.
You are the one.
Taking her hand, Cinderella's heart soared as she realized that her dreams were coming true. The prince led her back to the palace, where they celebrated their love with a grand feast. Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters were shocked to see her at the palace, but Cinderella, with her kind heart, forgave them for their cruelty. She invited them to join the festivities, showing that true beauty lies in kindness and compassion. In time, Cinderella and the prince were married in a beautiful ceremony, and they lived happily ever after. The kingdom flourished under their reign, and Cinderella never forgot the importance of kindness, hope, and believing in oneself. And so, the story of Cinderella became a cherished tale, reminding everyone that no matter how difficult life may seem, kindness and hope can lead to a brighter future.